Hello, I'm Nancy Freoff, CEO with Partnership Against Domestic Violence. Welcome to our Candlelight Vigil. Every year during October, National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, we hold this Candlelight Vigil to honor those lives that were lost through domestic violence this year in the state of Georgia. This is a time of sadness, of mourning, of celebration, and of hope. We are sad that these lives were lost much too early. We mourn that these beautiful spirits are no longer with us. We celebrate all the joy and love that they brought while they were with us, and we have hope that our work and commitment will mean one day that these lives are no more lost. This is the first time we've had to do this virtually, and we terribly miss being able to be with you and share the love and compassion that all of you have. But because of the epidemic of COVID, we've got to keep everybody safe. We know the terrible impact, the huge impact COVID has had on all of our lives. And while we think about COVID, I ask you also to remember the pandemic inside the pandemic, which is domestic violence. Unfortunately, that went on before the pandemic and will go on after the pandemic. Just as we work to flatten the curve of COVID, we must work to flatten the curve of domestic violence. So I ask all of you to join me to continue to do this work and to continue to bring hope. PADV has had its challenges during COVID, but because of tremendous support from the community and tremendous commitment from our staff, I am honored to say that our doors have remained open and that all of our services are in place for the survivors of domestic violence that your generosity and your care allows us to serve. We can't be together today to read the names and to light the candle, but we now will hear and see the names of all those that unfortunately gave their lives during this year in Georgia. We will also hear from Melody, a beautiful survivor who will share her courage and her strength, and who is the living example of why it's so important we continue to do this work. Thank you for being with us today. Thank you for being with us on the journey ahead.
I'm Melody, and I am a survivor of domestic violence. My relationship started out beautifully. We went on dates. He loved me so much. He proposed, and we eventually married, and 2 children came from this relationship. Everything was perfect until it wasn't. The very first warning sign, he got really upset over something very, very simple. And I felt as if I were walking on eggshells for the remaining of the relationship. The last straw for me was the day that he was arrested. He was taken out of our home with handcuffs, and I was left with a set of 1-year-old twins and an 8-year-old with only $26. No one knew about the abuse until the relationship was over. There were moments of depression where I didn't think that I wanted to continue on. I didn't think my children deserved me. I had no idea what I was going to do as a single mom because, of course, we don't set out to be single parents. There were lots of aftershocks from the relationship. My children, for a while, they were scared of loud noises. My 8-year-old had serious attachment issues at one point. And I knew that it was the effects of the relationship. Sometimes we feel that we have no choice, that for financial reasons or for emotional reasons, or just to feel like, you want your children to have both parents in the home, but you and your children need a safe home. So that was my decision to stay away. My family was very supportive. They were able to offer me all types of assistance. I don't know if I would have had the strength to leave without my resources. PADV was very, very helpful in that decision to stay away from my abuser. PADV was there for me. And during non-conventional hours, I would literally call and say, "Hey, Jill, how are you?" Just to hear someone else saying that they're doing okay. And it would help me. From that, I knew that I was okay because someone else was okay. As a survivor of domestic violence, there were lots of moments where I felt that it was my fault that maybe I should have done this, or maybe I should have said that differently. However, it's never your fault. I know that leaving that toxic relationship definitely helped. My children were the reason I'm even here today. My children need me, and most importantly, I need me. We're stronger together, and we're better together.